I've always been intrigued by the mysteries that shrouded Area 51, so when the opportunity to visit the infamous military facility presented itself, I jumped at the chance. My friend Alex had connections in the government, and he managed to secure us a private tour of the facility. Little did I know that this decision would lead me down a terrifying path that would forever change my life. We arrived at the facility one foggy evening, the moon casting an eerie glow over the barbed wire fences and stark metallic buildings. The air was heavy with an unspoken tension, as if the very atmosphere held secrets that it longed to reveal. The guards at the entrance scrutinized us carefully before allowing us to proceed, their eyes filled with a mix of suspicion and resignation. As we ventured deeper into the compound, the silence was unsettling. The only sound was the soft crunch of our footsteps on the gravel pathway. The buildings were windowless, and the few doors we passed seemed impenetrable. I couldn't shake off the feeling that we were being watched, that hidden eyes were observing our every move. Eventually, we reached a building that stood apart from the others. It was larger and seemed to emit a faint, ominous hum. Alex exchanged a glance with me, a mixture of excitement and apprehension in his eyes. Our guide, a stern-faced man named Agent Thompson, led us inside. The interior was a maze of sterile hallways, lined with rooms that appeared to be filled with high-tech equipment and scientific instruments. The further we delved into the facility, the more I noticed an underlying unease in Agent Thompson's demeanor. He seemed almost jittery, his eyes darting around as if he expected something to jump out at any moment. It was during our visit to a seemingly innocuous laboratory that things took a chilling turn. As we stood before a large glass window, peering into a room containing an intricate device, Agent Thompson began to divulge information that shattered my perception of reality. He spoke of experiments involving otherworldly beings, of attempts to harness their powers for the benefit of humanity. He revealed that there was a faction within the government that genuinely believed these beings could help us advance as a species. But just as I was processing this mind-boggling revelation, a distant sound echoed through the hallway. It was a low, guttural growl accompanied by a scraping noise. Our guide's face paled, and he quickly ushered us back down the corridor, his urgency now palpable. As we retraced our steps, panic and confusion mounted within me. Something was wrong, terribly wrong. The growls grew louder, the scraping closer. And then, emerging from the shadows, I saw them, grotesque, elongated figures with pale, leathery skin and eyes that glowed an unsettling shade of crimson. Agent Thompson's facade shattered, revealing raw fear etched across his face. "Run!" he shouted, and we fled down the corridor, the creatures pursuing us relentlessly. Panic propelled us forward, but no matter how fast we ran, the creatures seemed to inch closer, their menacing presence overwhelming. Just as I thought we were doomed, a bright light enveloped us, and a voice echoed in our minds. "This way, hurry!" A figure materialized before us, glowing with an otherworldly energy. It guided us through a hidden passage, away from the pursuing creatures. It introduced itself as a representative of a resistance movement within the government, a group that had discovered the true nature of the beings. This revelation left me reeling. The government's intentions weren't benevolent at all. They were part of a secret society of Illuminati creatures aiming to enslave humanity under their control. The resistance believed that by sharing their knowledge, they could thwart the Illuminati's plans. We joined the resistance, working together to expose the truth about Area 51 and the Illuminati's sinister agenda. The ensuing battle was intense, a war fought in the shadows as we struggled to uncover and dismantle the secret society's influence over governments and institutions worldwide. In the end, the resistance's efforts paid off. The truth about the Illuminati's infiltration was revealed to the public, leading to mass protests and uprisings. Governments were forced to disband their covert operations, and the beings that had been kept captive were liberated. As I reflect on those harrowing events, I'm haunted by the realization that the line between reality and conspiracy can be disturbingly thin. Area 51 was more than just a source of speculative fiction. It was a place where humanity's fate teetered on the edge of a nightmarish abyss. And while the battle against the Illuminati was won, I can't shake the feeling that somewhere in the shadows they still lurk, waiting for an opportunity to seize control once more.